Okay, which of the following transformation types preserves distances between points? Select all the answer choices that apply. If only one answer choice applies, select only and the answer choice that applies. So only, dilation, rotation, translation, and reflection. So again, if you do not have these definitions or the idea of what they're doing, please use your key terms. So a reflection is a rigid transformation. So that might be my first question, is like, what is a rigid transformation? So I'm going to go to rigid transformation. A transformation that preserves side lengths and angle measures. So this says preserves distances between points. That is preserving side lengths. Side lengths is representing the distances between points. So I'm going to take this, that as soon as, so a reflection does, so when I check translation, if I see rigid transformation, that means that it does preserve the distances between the points, because preserving distances between points is the same thing as preserving side lengths. So translation, a rigid transformation. Alright, so it does preserve distances because rigid transformations preserve distances. Rotation, let's check. So rotation, a rigid transformation. So yes, it preserves distances between points. Check dilation, a non-rigid transformation. So no, non-rigid would mean the opposite, not a rigid transformation, and you could check a transformation that changes the size but not the shape of the preimage. So that means changing the size means it would change the distances between points. So that's how I would go about answering this type of a question. And in your notes, if you did not have what a rigid transformation was and what they are, please list it. I would list it like this. If it was in my notes, I would have a T-chart, I would have rigid, and I would have what the definition of it is, and then I would say transformations, and I would just bullet point rotation, translation, and reflection, so that I had the types. Then on this side I'd have non-rigid, I'd have what the definition is, and then I'd have what kind of transformation it is, or there are, and it is dilation so far. So that's how I would write out what the transformations are in just a quick little T-chart.